Deion Sanders breaks silence on son Shedeur's NFL Combine decision as criticism sees no end. The internet is full of prowling predators seeking a chance to pull down a prey. But Deion Sanders isn't going to be the prey, not him, not his son. This time, it's the aftermath of Shedeur Sanders' decision that stirred the pot. Despite being the top projected QB alongside Cam Ward in this year's NFL draft, the Buffs playmaker isn't throwing at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. As expected, this decision invited mixed responses from the CFB world, and one person even took their frustration out on his dad. On February 26, Deion Sanders made an uplifting X post which in normal circumstances wouldn't necessarily attract critics. He wrote, "Please make sure you're okay. You're a blessing helping and checking on everybody else yet and still you're bleeding inside. I know you're blessed making sure we're blessed, but we ain't gonna be alright if you ain't alright. We appreciate you and we need you. Take care of you." Not much to criticize, right? But one user planted a bomb in the comments saying, "You should be embarrassed to have your son, Shedeur, not throw at the combine. He'll never amount to anything and you should be dissatisfied." This particular comment struck something in Deion Sanders and he just had to repost the comment to add his insight. But rather than clap back with anger, he responded with grace. "God is so good to me and all my kids. I pray you feel the same feeling that I'm experiencing with your kids. Praying for you, my man. God bless you." That's Deion Sanders, turning criticism into a teaching moment. The root of this conversation stemmed from Shedeur Sanders' polarizing decision to opt out of the NFL Combine. A similar strategy that last year's #1 overall pick Caleb Williams used. He'll instead throw at Colorado's Pro Day in the coming weeks, where he can throw to his own receivers in a controlled setting. In his Too Legendary with Shedeur Sanders podcast, the Buffs star explained that he wants to be in the best shape before throwing in front of scouts. "It was a lot going into the decision to not throw," he stated. "I'm on a strict program of when I'm going to be ready for everything. We're definitely gaining weight right now, maintaining. We want to be able to be consistent throwing the ball." Shedeur's next words highlight his drive for perfection rather than just throwing for namesake. It's a lot of factors that go into just waking up and throwing. You just don't roll out your bed and throw. It's different areas you want to fix and critique and get better at when it comes to having to showcase in front of the public. The 23-year-old upped his game this season by recording 4,134 yards and 37 touchdowns, a huge improvement from his first Colorado year where he ended the season with 3,230 yards and 27 touchdowns. Shedeur's pursuit for improvement and perfection is as clear as day. So, despite his decision, he's got plenty of supporters backing his choice. Shedeur Sanders has supporters backing his decision. Not everyone sees a problem with Shedeur Sanders' strategy. Former NFL WR Chad Johnson delivered his stance on Monday's Nightcap episode. "Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. There's enough film out there of Shedeur Sanders, we know he can throw the ball. There's no need to throw in front of the scouts, throw where it's most important. If the scouts want to see you throw, you have the film, turn it on." Instead, Ocho presented an element of excitement for the Pro Day, saying that it's where it's gonna be nice, have an interesting take, and there's one analyst who took Shedeur's hype further, projecting him as the top QB in 2025. "Shedeur is equal parts surgeon and artist," Joel Klatt said on his show. "When he needs to be, he can be a surgeon and he can sit in the pocket and just dice people up, and he anticipates as well as anybody in this draft. He's hyper-accurate." The CFB analyst also praised Shedeur's ability to perform under pressure, like the way he saw him struggle under a weak O-line. "And this is why he's my #1 player. He's got this ability to be an artist. Shedeur does an amazing job of creating when things aren't there, which he had to do quite a bit. By the way, love it or hate it, Shedeur Sanders is betting on himself. Like Williams, Joe Burrow, and other QBs before him, he's choosing to showcase his skills on his terms. And with Deion Sanders in his corner, one thing's for sure, he's not losing sleep over the critics.